Hello Forkies, this is day 36 of me playing chess every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have a game, we have the black pieces against a slightly lower rated opponent, but we'll try to outplay them anyway. d4, d5. And what will my opponent do? The Queen's Gambit? Yes, the Queen's Gambit indeed. And now the slow defense. I really like playing this kind of slow defense position styles. Knight f6, knight f3 was played, knight c3 and e6. This is my dream position with the black pieces. And this is bishop g5 line. Now we will play h6 and you play bishop h4 or takes on f6. And he takes on f6, which is an okay move. But I don't know what to do from now. I guess g3 is the best move if I remember correctly, but e3 played instead. Bishop d6 I believe is the best move now, and if something like bishop d3, castles, rook e8, and I play to push with e5. And yes, this is a very complicated position. Rook c8, okay, I get it. What about castles now? There is c5 and b4, b5 an idea. But I mean, I always underestimate this kind of ideas, but I just play e5, right? And then break open the center, which should benefit me. And even if this trade happens, I have this bishop ruling down the diagonal. So yes, I can just castle. On c5 I play bishop c7. If b4 happens, excuse me, I can even play a6, a4 and then e5 maybe. That's slightly better, opening up the rook as well. But we'll think about it maybe later. And yes, my opponent needs to make a difficult decision, excuse me. He plays a3, which I don't understand at all. I guess it's supposed to play b4 next move, but I don't believe in this. What about knight to d7? Or maybe queen to e7, perhaps a move as well. I can just play rook e8, of course. And I cannot push e5 now, because the d5 pawn is hanging here. After I push here, then this pawn is simply too weak. So I guess b4 is an idea. And if b4 will be played, then I can play rook e, maybe just rook e8. b4 takes here, and I play this here takes. I don't like this, but we'll figure it out. So yes, rook e8 I believe the best move. If here and b4, then I don't think that a3 was a good move, because you want to play a4. And yes, maybe I will include a5 at some moment. And if he takes, I always take with the e-pawn, having this nice pawn structure here and open diagonal for my bishop. From c8 and bishop e2 played. Bishop e2 played, that means that I can take here with a tempo. Is this a good idea? I don't think so. I would rather play knight d7 and prepare e5. And then maybe take and play e5. So knight d7 just developing. This should be an okay move. e4 is not really a thing, although maybe at some moment even e4. Now I am very tempted to play something like queen e7 and knight f6 to defend this pawn. Here takes, I take like this. Here e4 I can just take and play knight f6, and then I don't have any trouble. This pawn is weak. I will push e5. Maybe I won't push e5 though. I mean, if e5 works, it's good, but it simply doesn't. So maybe it takes and then here, but I am kinda... Oh, knight b6, bishop b3, takes and takes. This pawn is weak here. Queen e7 looks very good. c5 here, and I play like this. So yes, queen e7, trying to play e5 and trying to play knight f6 and then defend this pawn like this. And you need to remember that I cannot play knight b6 defending this pawn, because simply c5 is a fork here on my two pieces here. So queen e7 is just an okay move. And b4 happens on the board. The idea is to push c5. But I can take here and then play a6. This is first idea. Stopping any kind of ideas with b5. And now taking is very nice, I believe. a6, maybe b5, no, b5, it doesn't work. Maybe knight f6 and knight d5. And then maybe push for e5. Just taking. Bishop takes. And bishop has moved once already, so this is kinda a tempo gainer. Maybe, okay, he takes anyway. Maybe there was something like knight e4. So now I believe he's threatening e4. So knight f6 and d4 placed anyway. I can go here with tempo. Something like rook c2. If you go here, I go here. So here, e4 here. Oh, if here and e4 happens, I can push with e5 myself. d5, I can always take, knight takes, and something will happen then. So I believe knight f6 with an idea to play knight d5 is an okay move. Knight b6 also a move, which is a tempo gainer as well. Knight b6 followed by e5 looks nice, because if you take, I go here. Win here. Maybe something like, I don't know, maybe knight b6 looks okay, knight f6 looks okay. Knight b6 and then knight d4. If knight e4, bishop c7, and then he suddenly goes here, but then I push b6, knight b3, and bishop e7 maybe. I don't like that position. But then just bishop d7 here. So yes, knight b6, I like this. A tempo gainer. Maybe I will go to d5. Maybe I will just play bishop d7 to control this pawn over here. But yes, we'll see what will happen. Probably bishop d3 is the best move, and after bishop d3 then I play e5. So bishop d3, e5, d5, pawn takes, and I win. Okay, bishop a2 played instead. And now what should I do? I like an idea of e5. If here I push and then go queen e5, threatening checkmate, but then f4 doesn't work, I take with check. So if f4 doesn't work, then g3 happens. Bishop h3, I suddenly infiltrate on light squares maybe. So yes, e5 takes. I mean, if takes, bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes should be just fine for me. Yes, just e5, d5 here, and queen e5, g3, bishop h3, and my bishop is suddenly very good here. Maybe just taking, then playing rook c8, and suddenly I gain initiative. I am attacking black. I'm attacking white, and white isn't attacking me. If pawn takes on e5, then I just think I am fine. Yes, bishop takes, knight takes here. I don't think there is anything for my opponent here. If anyone is better, it should be, I mean, it should be equal. Bishop e6, maybe knight d5, rook d8, but my queen is activated here, centralized as well. This knight is under pressure. My knight is doing some nice job here, covering some crucial light squares in this diagonal. Maybe bishop f5 if something like queen c2 happens. If queen f3, okay, nice move, threatening queen f7 or bishop f7 maybe even. So now bishop e6, I guess, is the best move. Maybe bishop b1 will be played, but this doesn't look too good for me. Knight d5 then. So yes, bishop e6, bishop takes, queen takes, there is nothing there. If e4, rook d8, I mean, this should be okay for me. I think I have some pleasant endgame here to deal with, or maybe just late middle game. We are only at move 17, and if bishop takes on e6, we might be even talking about an endgame, although yes, bishop takes is played. Do I take with the queen or with the rook? Definitely with the queen, so that my rooks are connected here. This queen is doing nothing here on f3, I guess. This c7. Oh, maybe there is b5? No, b5 is not played. Rook d1 though, rook d8. Keeping some tension, trying to play knight d5. Here takes. Okay, rook d8. Am I preparing here? Takes, takes, takes. Here, here, here. Maybe I am, because there is some weakness. Okay, let's play rook d8 and then we'll think. If b5, I can take it. Knight takes. Maybe there is something with b5, but I can always push, maybe. b5 takes, takes, and here. There is, of course, rook takes. No, there isn't. But we'll see. My opponent playing super fastly here. He has 14 minutes left on the clock. But I think my position is just equal, if not something more. I have even an idea to play knight c4 and then knight e5 and knight d3. Maybe, perhaps, we will see where the game will go. I have even some attacks on the king here, maybe. If allowed, of course, but this is only an idea to think of at some point. But yes, I like my position, I must say. b5 takes, knight d7. I mean, there is knight takes on a7 though, but I have queen a6, so that doesn't quite work. I mean, the knight is trapped there, so maybe we'll see where the game will go. But yes, I mean, all the endgames should be just fine for me, but we'll see, yes. My next move might very well be knight c4, or even a6 is an idea here, just to stop any nonsense with b4 here, covering this crucial square, not allowing any push to happen here. But yes, we'll see what my opponent will do. He's suddenly thinking for the longest time in the game so far. And yes, he's kinda pushing on the clock as well, but I have 11 minutes left, so this should be just enough time. And yes, we are only at move 19, but we gain 10 seconds per every single move here, so time trouble is not yet there, so we'll see. Yes, b5 maybe. Even a4 is an idea to think of, but a4 simply looks kinda bad, if I'm completely honest. I don't know why. Maybe because of queen b3. But yes, we'll see. We will see. And maybe this queen is also pressuring f7. I mean, definitely it is pressuring f7, but there is kinda no entry for this knight here, because the g5 square is simply taken by my h6 pawn, and this is just okay as well. And yes, after the game we'll analyze the game and we'll see what happened in the game, what was good, what wasn't, and so make sure to check that part out as well. So rook d8, and my opponent suddenly spending a lot of time. I am wondering what his idea is now. Maybe knight e4, yes, maybe knight e4. Although knight e4, trying to play knight c5 looks okay, but I can play knight d7 and knight e5. And if knight c5 I can trade, and rook c5, yes, I guess this works, but I mean, there is nothing on the c file because I just have two solid pawns here, blocking any entry whatsoever. But yes, we'll see. Knight e4 and knight c4 definitely an idea here. But h3 played instead, which is kinda weird move. I am just tempted to play h6, a6, of course not h6, because that's already on the board. a6 and knight here, and knight d3, so a6. I mean, I must play faster, and my opponent took almost 4 minutes to think about h3, which does absolutely nothing. And my move a6 definitely does something, prevents b5 as an idea. And then my plan is to play knight d7, rotate my knight here, and then maybe go to d3 or to c4, pressuring everything in his positions. So yes, we will see what my opponent will do now. He's definitely now under some pressure. He is down on the time as well. Only 20 seconds for now. But yes, he was in a big time advantage. So now being down on the clock is kind of weird for him. And yes, knight on d3 will do amazing job, always having a retreat square on e5. And yes, if I can bulldoze down the d-file, then it should be great time for me. And also just trading here, I guess h3 did make some sense, because king h2 now is possible, giving some luft to the king. And now knight he takes. Taking is not as good, I would say. I must take back, of course, and rook d1 was an idea, but what about the king and pawn endgame with this isolated pawn? Let's calculate. Here, 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 here. Maybe I go to e6 rather. Here and I go here. He's kinda in I mean, it should be a draw. b6, f6, g6. So I don't wanna play knight d5, although trading, queen takes, I guess. But this is kinda hard to push for a win, yeah? Pawn takes. And then e4. And then d4. Yes, that should be okay for me with this queen. So knight d5 takes. If something like, I don't know, queen e2 happens, I play queen c6. Trying to go here, maybe pushing the pawn, and even, yes, I think knight d5 is the best option I have. Trading, I mean, it is an idea, and after here, and even then check, going here and picking up this should be better for my opponent, having up a pawn, but I can always pick it up here. So now knight d5 and taking with the pawn. v4 I push and then do something. So knight d5. I mean, of course, if he trades. Oh, I just think I made a horrible mistake. e4 now. Oh my goodness. But e4 was winning. What can I do? If I take that, he takes with check, he takes the knight. Wait, e4 was just losing. We'll analyze the game afterwards, but e4 was losing. So knight d5, I take with the pawn now. Wait, how did I miss e4 at that point? I don't know what I was thinking actually, but my rook on d8 is always undefended. I don't know. Okay, this is a nice idea. To block my pawn and now threaten to play e4. But I can just play something like rook d6 or maybe even something else. Rook d7 maybe, yes. Before I can take here. The queen endgame should be okay. Check. I mean, rook d7. A move, definitely. I'm kinda suffering in this endgame. I definitely missed rook d5 as well. I mean rook d4, excuse me. e4, I can take it. Oh, and then I'm attacking the queen, so rook takes is the only move, and this endgame should be okay. Okay, I'll go here. Now e4 is a threat as well. But how do I defend against it? Am I just worse now? I hope not. Here, 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 here. Wait, but this is just bad for me now. Check. Here, there is no check to pick up my rook. I guess rook c7 now. And here and try to do something. If you take, I mean you can take, but I can go here, 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 and there is no check to pick up my rook. So at least I have something. Rook d7 then. Thought about going here. Threatening here. I mean, definitely I gain some initiative. But I am down a pawn now. Which is not good. But we'll see what will happen. And I have my own ideas. This king here, still here, then I have some checks. Maybe some rook infiltration, and my opponent and I are now in a tough position with our clocks. And also this endgame is not... It's not easy to play, I would say. And if someone is much more comfortable in this position, is definitely black, I would say. White will need to prove that he doesn't need to defend only. Okay, rook d3 now looks like a good move. But I have this astonishing... No, I don't have, because simply takes, and I thought I have something, but I don't. Queen b3 would be a nice resource if something like takes would not be possible. Queen c3, queen c6, excuse me, I'm just insane right now. Takes, there is no way to defend this pawn. Check, go here, here. I mean, it should be a draw, but... Here, here. No, I don't want to trade rooks like this. I want to trade them like this with queen c6. Rook takes, queen takes, and the queen endgame should always be just okay for me with all these checks. And I should have at least a draw if rooks come off board. And now I'm simply threatening here, which should be just devastating. After check, g3, go back, pick up this pawn. Yikes, this is checkmate in few moves, so... If he doesn't trade rooks, I think he's worse. Maybe he has rook d8 check and then he needs to do something. But then still... Okay, he doesn't trade rooks, which is kind of weird. I don't know if he realizes this. This simply threatens to win everything here. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't, but... Now I don't think he's okay. He needs to make a move on this diagonal, because otherwise if he goes, I don't know, here, I can go here and then pick up the rook. Would this work? I'm also threatening the pawn. And he's suddenly in a worse position, I would say. He's suddenly in a worse position, I would say. Queen d4. Reasonable try. Check. King h2 here. g3 looks kinda okay at some point. But something is going on here, so I don't know. I don't feel like my opponent has a lot of moves that survive this attack going on to c5. So I think now my opponent, it's probably still a draw by best play, but it's suddenly kind of hard to play with the white side. Queen d7 looks as a very nice move actually. I can give check. I can go here. I mean, here defends this pawn. So check is probably the best move. Here. Here. So this is not the best. Maybe here, yes. Check has to be the correct option. And now, what should I do? Queen g6? Queen f6 also looks nice. Oh, queen f6 looks nice. Queen f6 looks nice. Queen 2 though. I mean, if check g6, so this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I still have some checks. But yes, we'll see. We'll see. Now I'm threatening the f2 pawn. Queen here looks okay. But then rook here, f3. Check here. I'm not sure what is happening in that position. But yes, we will see. Queen d3 check, g6 only move. I mean, queen g6, I don't like this. g6, is there anything? Rook here, I go here. There is nothing. So g6, yes. And here is probably what my opponent will do. Rook f1, f3. Check f4. We'll see what will happen. Yes, go back, maybe. This queen needs to stay on this diagonal. I guess there is no other move. Maybe he will play rook d6, but then I take and have at least a draw. So that's not something I should be worried about. My king is kinda safe here, although if this queen gets on this diagonal, it should be quite bad. But yes, we will see. Because this is simply checkmate, or even rook h8 is simply checkmate, so my opponent down to 6 minutes. I have... Okay, I guess this is a very nice move. I missed that move, yes. Bad. Now I need to be very, very precise. The rook and pawn again, what is happening here? Oh, you can take with the pawn. But my king is kinda close, so I guess taking is the only move. Maybe rook c6 was also okay. Rook takes. Rook c7 or rook c3? That's the question now. That's the question that needs to be answered. I guess rook c7, and I don't have a lot of time. I will bring my king closer, and then maybe I will play something else. Yes, now I need to survive this endgame, which can be quite challenging. But definitely not impossible. And yes, the fact that my opponent doesn't have a passer here is very promising. I have some drawing chances. And yes, maybe I will fight on and maybe I have some chances to draw. Or maybe if my opponent blunders, maybe I have some chances to win as well. But yes, we'll see what will happen. Okay. I can go here. Maybe I can go f5 here, then will happen. So no f5 for me. Not now at least. King f6. b5 is not that horrible. And yes, I think I have sufficient counter threats here on the king side, so I like my drawing chances. I really do. b5 doesn't do anything. Now my king is very active here. Check, I might go even to e7, forcing him to go back, and then we'll repeat, which is fine for me. So yes, what will happen? King f5, king f4, g4, king g4, and I go to g6 then. Rook d6, I go f6, and maybe try to play rook c4 in the future. And yeah, this should be just okay for me. But yes, we'll see. We will see. f4 also a move for my opponent, but he gives me a check. Maybe I can even go here. That looks nice. Here and then f4. Rook b6 is a move, okay. Wait, is my king getting somehow trapped here? I don't think so. So f6 I move. f6 I move, yes. Ooh, I have some checks, of course, if e4 will be played. And g5 and h5 now my ideas. To control as many squares here. I mean, f4 I go here. If e4 I go here and he takes and I play g5, you cannot take here because I take with check. So here is played, okay. An idea to play g4. Maybe here, here and here. And this rook is also kinda trapped here, so this is his only way of breaking through now. So h5. If it, I mean, I'm gladly just trading pieces off. And then also my rook become very active. It becomes very active, yes. So We're at move 38. We both have 4 minutes left on the clock, and many things can happen now. I will try to hold this draw, but yes, of course, as you know, his rook is kind of trapped, and h4. But now I finally think I have some chances. I can play g5, g3, g4, go up, f5, pre-move. There is no rook b5 check, and this rook is completely trapped. But now I might allow the rook to go to h6, which might be a mistake. But then these pawns become very weak. So takes, I mean, I will just take back. And yes, I have now some rook f7 checks. Maybe I will be able to create an outside passed pawn. Rook h7 followed. Rook h6, probably a move here. But I give check here. Check is not the best thing ever, so here maybe. This check, go to h3. Then I go here, maybe back and here and pick up these pawns. It's kinda hard to play for the white side. e4 blunders this pawn. I mean, then he picks up this one, but I think I have sufficient counterplay chances, although this would be losing. But anyways, e4, rook c3 check, king e4. This looks nice. Rook h6, rook c4, rook h5, rook b4, rook g5, king f6. He is up 2 pawns at that moment, so that might be bad. But we will calculate. Rook h6, h4. Here doesn't work really. What is the king and pawn endgame like? I mean, he is way too slower. So h4. If here I go here, and he's kinda... Yeah. So now king here, I go check. Takes. You cannot take here, because I simply take and play b5. After takes, I could just promote this pawn. My opponent down to 3 minutes. I have 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And now suddenly I'm threatening, not really threatening, but kinda wanting to play king f5 and g4 and rook c2 and then king e4 and king d3, and then maybe something might very well happen. I think I'm the one playing for the win here, because white's rook is very badly placed on h6. g3 also a move, but I simply play something there. I might play something like this maneuver. And then here and just... I mean, this is of course just hypothetical. I'm not calculating his moves with my moves, so I'm kinda liking this position. g3 takes, king f5, rook b6, still should be a draw, most definitely. King e3, but then I'm okay, rook b6 back. I can go check. If takes, I go, oh, but now the rook is defended, so here. And yes, this is my move. He needs to play something like e4 maybe. But then this pawn simply e4, I go here. f3 though. We'll see. e4 is kinda nice move that I might missed. I'm threatening now. e4. Where to go? This is my only move. LOL. King g4 only move. Going here. Taking. check here, takes here. Here should be quite an easy draw to hold. What's wrong with rook g7? f3. Okay, I guess. Rook g7. f4 I take, he takes, I go here. And my pawns here on the queen side are all defended. I'm simply threatening to go here, f3. I go here. He plays here. And then his rook gets kinda trapped. So now I'm kinda blitzing out. He has 1 minute left. g3 kinda a move, I guess. We will see. If I can gain one more pawn, that means that material is equal. His rook is placed badly here. He's threatening king f6, but I don't know if it's a real threat or not. Should be okay. h3 takes, rook h7, going here. I go check here, back. This is kinda more forced, yeah. And going for this it should be okay. But it's not okay. I mean, he's up to pawns, which is just tremendous. I might lose this game. But his rook is still kinda badly placed here. He can play. Now I go back. Check, I go here. Check, and I lose. Check, I go here, maybe, yes. Oh, he blocks. Oh, shit. That is something. King c4, I might try this. But this should be just losing, right? You can even go here. Okay, I forgot about that. I go back. And now I have the endgame that I wanted. But f4 wins. Yes, he finds it. And I cannot even stop the queen. Let's just resign, yes. How did I lose this endgame? Let's analyze the game now. I played extremely badly. Now this is a slow, semi-slow defense. Bishop g5, one of the lines, h6. If you play bishop h4, I can take, and after e4, g5, you can see that this is just an insane position. Unlike this, but he took, and after queen takes e3. And here I mean the position is just equal, I would say. 97 castles, queen e7 was the best move indeed. And b5 just a bad move. After takes, and a5. Oh wow. a5 was a move. And I played knight b6 and the position is just fine. a5 once again. Takes is just equal. Queen f3, bishop e6, takes. Rook here, rook d1, and here he simply took rook d1. I played knight here, which is losing because of e4, of course. And I forgot about this move, and I knew it when I played it, but he took. And taking with the rook was the best. Rook takes, and now pawn takes is a draw. With this kind of idea of checking. Okay, but I took with the c pawn here, which is a mistake because of rook d4 here, and now I'm just much worse. Rook c3, queen c6, check, I go here, queen here, and now this wasn't the best move. Queen f6 was the best move. I should have played it, yes, because now I'm kind of threatening here and here. But okay, rook c1, and now queen f6, just here, g6, and here, and the position is okay. It's not losing yet. Now it's kinda losing for sure, yes. Rook b6, and it was losing whole game through. Wow. Takes, rook h6, h4, rook f7 is a draw. King e2. And I'm not lost. But after king f5, what's then? e4, here and here. And after rook c2, I'm not lost. But I simply took. No, I played rook g7, even worse, f3. And now just king marches up. And yes, now I'm just lost, probably. Yes. Okay, I had some chances in the rising endgame I shouldn't take with the pawn, but it is what it is. I lost the 36 game, and if you have anything to tell me, please write that in the comments below. I will be reading and answering all of your comments, and if you like the video, please consider subscribing, it would really help me out, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye!